Hi there, welcome back. How are you, beautiful souls? So in this video, we wanted to talk about completing an experience. Now, for those of you who you might be struggling with the concept of, what I've been sharing lately, and it might be like, no, that doesn't sound right, doesn't feel right. Firstly, always remember, if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not for you. Yeah, you're not here to agree with everything we're talking about. For me, I didn't believe in past lifetime regressions. This was really funny. Like for a long time, I thought it was bogus, right? There's people making stuff up, it's a past lifetime regression. It's like people like to just make stuff up, right? Until I had my first one. And then I was there. It wasn't an imagining. I was there physically. I could feel everything. I could feel the breeze on my face. I could feel how cold it was. It was a cold winter's day. It was a memory. It wasn't I can't explain it. I just know how it felt when I was there. So for me, it was like, oh, okay, now this does exist. I can stop saying it's bogus because it, it exists. I've been there. I know what it is. So until you've been through the experience, you won't understand it. And that's why we go through the experiences. You'll know many times people will say to you, you don't know how it feels because you didn't go through it. So that's the first thing. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's not for you. It's not for your path. When we talk about angels, if it doesn't resonate, if you're not interested in angels at all, then it's not for you. There might be something else in this channel that is for you, So it's not about arguing it exists or it doesn't exist. It's not about any of that. This channel is here to create awareness in you that you may have, this incredible experience of freedom. So so that's the first thing. Always take what resonates. Means it feels right. You hear it and there's a knowing within you that yes, it feels right. If you hear it and everything inside you is saying, that's rubbish, then that's not for you, or that video is not for you. It doesn't mean all the videos are not going to be for you. When we talk about spirit guides, if there's something within you that feels like, oh yes, then you're here to connect with your spirit guides in this lifetime. You're here to speak to them, you're here to see them, you're here to, whatever it is, how you're going to, So always take what feels right, what we call what resonates. Because energetically, your energy, your soul is saying, yes, there's something that brought you to this channel in the first place. Just as, for me, I've done different courses or I've read different books because they resonate, they're for my path. I'm meant to read those books. I'm meant to watch those videos because they help me remember things. They help me, they create awareness within me. So, completing an experience. For those of you having trouble understanding that, what we wanted to draw back to in this video is your feelings. So many of us are taught to suppress anger because it's bad, to suppress fear because it's a sign of weakness, to suppress pain when you're suffering. You can't express your pain. You can't be crying all the time. There's something wrong with you if you do that. But have you ever stopped to think, if I'm not meant to feel anger, why do I have it? If I'm not meant to feel pain, why is it here? If I'm not meant to feel fear, why does it exist? Why do you have these feelings if you're not meant to feel them? Have you ever stopped to ask that question? Because for me, that was the beginning. Why do I have anger if I'm not supposed to get angry? If I'm not supposed to feel it? If I'm not supposed to express it? Why do I have it? Why do I feel jealousy? If I'm not supposed to feel it, if it's bad feeling it, if it's wrong to feel jealousy, why do I have it? Why do I feel guilt? Why do I feel shame? We're told that all of these things are bad, they're negative. We shouldn't feel them. But what if you are here to feel all of it? Feel all of it completely. Your anger, your pain, your shame. What if you could love all of that? What if you could love your anger and give thanks for it, that you can feel it? What if you can love your fear? What's it feel like to be so afraid that you are paralyzed? You can't move. What does that feel like? What does it feel like to be in so much pain that you wake up one day crying and you don't stop for 1.5 years? What does that feel like? What does it feel like to be so angry that you just want to hurt everybody with your words? So angry. And yes, this was me. After my IVF, and I lost that baby. After more than 15 years of waiting to have my own child, I was so angry. I didn't want people telling me I know how you feel, because no, they don't. They don't know how I feel at all, especially if they already had their kids. They had their own children. They were enjoying their own children already. No, you don't know how I feel. You got pregnant on the first go? No, you don't know how I feel after 15 years of waiting and praying that this year would be my year to be a mother. No, you don't know how that feels. And the 1.5 years, I remember waking up one day and I couldn't stop crying. And 1.5 years later, it's a year later, my mum took me to a psychiatrist, I forget what he was. And 6 months later, I was able to stop crying. Because I realized in that moment it wasn't about me. All the things I was crying about were not about me. I was just different, and I was just speaking a different language that others they couldn't understand it at the time. I have spent most of my life like that, speaking a language that most people don't understand, because that language is love. And so many of us come into this lifetime to experience everything that is not love. But love is who we are. Love is what we are. And when someone comes into your world saying that this is what you are, this is who you are, this is what you are made of, it is like talking a different language. So no matter how much you love these beings, eventually you need to walk away and allow them their experience. Because not everybody comes here to wake up to the love that they are. Most of us don't. That's the whole point. We don't come here to wake up to the love that we are. We come here to have our human experience, because our soul is gathering all this information. Why? Any thoughts why? Why is your soul here gathering all this information about What does it feel like to be so angry that you want to hurt everyone with your words? What does it feel like to wake up one day crying and not be able to stop for 1.5 years? What does it feel like? In all these beautiful experiences, it's like scientists when they experiment, you know? And they don't know what the outcome is. They're just experimenting to see what happens. What happens when we put these two chemicals together? Oh, you don't know until you do it. You don't know. You don't know if it's going to blow up. You don't know if it's going to change color. You just don't know. If you think of the soul more like a scientist exploring possibilities, what happens when we mix this with that? And what if we add a third element to that? Then what happens? We don't know until we put it together. We just don't know. And so the soul does that. It puts it together and it observes. Oh, that's what happens. That's how that feels energetically. All the while, the soul is just the observer. That's all it's doing. But the soul is that quiet observer in the background, taking notes of everything that's happened, everything that's happening, everything that will happen. It's just observing with curiosity, with wonder. Your soul, if you knew, is so excited to come here, is so excited to be here, to have these experiences. It can't wait to get here. When I was shown the vision of my soul and my friend, our souls, we couldn't wait to get here. It was so exciting to the soul that it can come here and have these experiences. So exciting. Because it knows, the soul knows in every moment that it is safe, that it is supported by Spirit, that it is so loved, that whatever experience it wants to have, to God, to Spirit, to the universe, whatever you want to call that beautiful energy, it is a yes. There is nothing here in this simulation, nothing that can harm you. Nothing. Your soul is that part of you that is constant. It never changes. It's always the same. It is love. Unconditional love. Meaning no conditions. So when your soul goes to Spirit, and this is where you come from, you are Spirit in human form. The Spirit, this is all wonderful. It is all beautiful, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you've been through. It is all perfect for you, for your path, for your journey. It is not about the destination. So many people, one of the last books I read, Rhonda Byrne, she did The Secret, The Magic, The Power. She did all these beautiful books. The last one, I think it was The Greatest Secret. I'm trying to think what the last one was about, was about that. It's about awakening and being in that state permanently. And as I was reading through it, it's the first time in my life that I read through something and I was like, it's missing the point. It's missing the point. Once you wake up, once you reach that state and you return, in every moment, you are this perfect love, this perfect joy, this perfect bliss, peace. You remember exactly who you are. It's game over. It's done. What remains, if you do get to that state in your lifetime, is to just witness how perfect and how beautiful everything is already. It always was. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to change. It's perfect the way it is. Because it is all spirit. All of it. All of it. To be one with spirit is to realize that it is all spirit. Every time I get into that space, I just feel so much gratitude. When you begin to awaken and when you are in your awakening stages, you realize it's all spirit. You are spirit. I am spirit. It is all spirit. It is all perfect. When you go out to the forest, do you stop to judge that that tree is perfect, but that one isn't because it's too big, it's too fat? Therefore, that tree is not perfect, but that one is because it's skinny and it's straight. That tree is perfect. I love that tree. When you go out into the forest, every tree is different. And very few trees grow straight up. So many of them grow crooked and in all different directions. But they are all perfect because they are all spirit. So, my beautiful beings, you are spirit. And whatever you are experiencing today, or you experienced yesterday, or the day before that, or 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, was all perfect. It was what you were meant to experience. It's what you came to experience. And I think it starts with you understanding, knowing. More than understanding is there's a knowing that you are spirit. When you start to step into that, then there's a trust that develops that, oh, I was meant to go through all of that to get here where I am today. Nothing was a mistake. Not one thing. All right, my beautiful beings. We're going to talk more about this in the next one because now that's coming up and that's another long topic. We love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. We love you so, so much. You are spirit, my beautiful beings. All of you.